Hey guys, how is it all going? Thank you so much for joining me for what is my Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie review. Now, to get into the very simple plot of this movie, we all know the story about Winnie the Pooh, don't we? Well, in this story, Christopher Robin leaves Winnie the Pooh and ends up going off to college or university, where during this time, no one is looking after Winnie the Pooh or Piglet. No one's feeding him. So they end up becoming really hungry, starving, and they end up eating Igor. Now, this action makes Winnie the Pooh and Piglet lose their minds, so they end up becoming really the animals that they're meant to be and becoming feral and losing their minds. And to say that they hate human beings is an overstatement, because the only human being they love and trusted who would feed them and play with them was Christopher Robin, and they feel like Christopher Robin abandoned them. So Christopher Robin comes back as an adult, hoping to meet up with the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet that he left behind, but unfortunately the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet that he left behind don't exist anymore. And he gets a massive surprise, to say the least. During this period, there's a group of young ladies that are just, for a getaway, just to have a good time party, just leave their problems behind, rent out a house in the middle of the woods. But unfortunately for them, in the middle of them woods is a Winnie the Pooh and Piglet that are bloodthirsty and on the rampage. And I have to say this, I had so much fun with this movie. I'm not even kidding. Now, to start off, when I heard about this movie, when I heard that Winnie the Pooh was being turned into a horror movie, I was made up. I thought, what a fantastic idea this is. Like, it became one of my most anticipated movies ever. I just needed to see this movie. So, I knew going into this movie what it was going to be. Like, it's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. And it delivered for me. I just had fun watching it. All I wanted to see was just a simple plot, decent enough acting, good kills, and just a film that did not take itself too seriously and was just there to entertain a horror slasher fan. And for me, it ticked absolutely every box. And to make it more impressive as well, this film was extremely, extremely low budget. I mean, I think it was under like $100,000, or it could be like in pounds, probably maybe like 85, 90,000 pounds, something like that. And for what they achieved, it's massively, you know what I mean? It is massively, like, they did so well, like really well with what they had. So, to get into my positives, guys, like the things I really enjoyed about this movie was I loved the effects. I loved the kills are great, and I loved the effects in this movie as well. For the low budget it is seriously impressive. Like, it really is. I've seen worse effects in bigger budget horror slasher movies than what I have in this movie. Like, they're so good. I mean, there's one where the young girls get like a tire, like, in a car, and a tire on top of her head, and like the tire's going spinning, and you're just seeing her head like pretty much just getting crushed with her eyes coming out and everything. And it's a good effect. And there's also one where a machete goes through a girl's mouth. It looks fantastic. It really does. And there's a fight with Winnie the Pooh near the end with some guys, and some are like, the kills and that and stuff. Oh, brutal, like, and that's what I love about this movie as well. It does not hold back on its brutality at all. I mean, I knew going into this movie, obviously it's going to be like a slasher movie, it's going to be a bit brutal, but I did not expect the level of brutality that we were going to get in this movie, and I loved it. Absolutely loved the fact that they did not hold back whatsoever. Like, I genuinely appreciated that. Also, I thought the acting was fine. Like, I did. I thought for the movie that it is, I thought the acting was decent. above decent. I didn't think anyone was particularly poor. I've got to be honest with you. Again, I've seen worst acting in bigger budget horror slasher movies and horror movies in general. So I thought the cast did great. I tell you what I do really enjoy in this movie, and I think the score is fantastic. I love the music in this movie. Like, I really love it, and it really suits to the tone of the movie that we got. Like, just, I like music, and I really do appreciate good scores in movies, particularly horror movies. And this is one of my favourite scores, and I'm not just saying that, I truly am not just saying that. This is one of my favourite scores I've heard in a while in a horror movie. So, I just want to address something a little bit. Just before I get into a few things it's a little nitpicky in the movie, but they are on my negative side. But I'm just going to save that for near the end of the review. I just want to bring this up because I know this film hasn't been received particularly well amongst the movie critics and things. And as I always say on this channel, like, movies are subjective, opinions are opinions. We don't all have to like the same movie. We don't all have to dislike the same movie. Everyone's opinion is valid. That's what makes movies and us as movie fans fantastic. If we all enjoyed the same thing, the world would be boring. But in saying that, I feel like some of the reviews are extremely, extremely harsh. And I feel like the reason why some of them are harsh is because I feel like it could be one of two things. I think it could be the fact that it was Winnie the Pooh, and maybe certain reviewers didn't like the fact that Winnie the Pooh was going to be used as a horror movie. So instantly have their back up against the wall on it, and they're already set out to not like the movie. Or secondly, and I think this is the one, to be honest with you, I think because of the movie generated so much hype and so much buzz when it was first announced, up until literally the day it was released, so the public could see it. I feel like people's expectations of this movie went maybe too high and forgot the fact that this movie was extremely, extremely low budget and was filmed, I think, in like 9 or 10 days or something. And like I say, what they achieved with what they had in the short amount of time is seriously impressive. And I truly mean that. It's seriously impressive. I commend it, to be honest with you. I really do. Because I think also on the positive side, just while I'm talking about this, I think the film visually looks brilliant as well. Like, I really do. Like I say, I've seen worse in bigger budget horror movies. I have. So I just feel like a lot of the reviews were just over the top on its hate for this movie. I don't feel like this movie deserves that. I really don't. And I'm hoping over time that people who have seen the film and didn't like it, who are, we'll say, a little bit too harsh on the movie in their review, will warm up to it over time. I'm hoping that is the case because I feel like this movie will be appreciated more over time. I do. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of them movies. And I'm looking forward to the sequel already. I can't wait. I can't wait to see another one of these. I really can't. And so, just that being said, I just wanted to get that out the way anyway. That being said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong. I'm not saying that anyone's right. I'm not saying that no one should not like this movie. I just wanted to get me point across that I just felt like some of the reviews were just a little bit too harsh. Too harsh. And then in one review, I remember seeing the saying that the filmmakers didn't care or didn't try or didn't put any effort in is so extremely disrespectful and wrong. Like, even when I haven't had a movie, and I've been maybe, not given a good review for a movie, I will never once turn around and say that a filmmaker never cared about what he was doing, or no one cared about what they do. Everyone sets out to make a good movie. All right, so to say that they didn't try is extremely disrespectful, and I completely disagree with that side of the argument. So anyway, that's my 2p's worth with that anyway. But just to get into like my little nitpicks of the movie, it's typical slasher horror movie tropes. There's certain characters that make stupid decisions. Some of the dialogue is not the best. It's not. And there's also one kill where I'll say visually looks brilliant. And it's the one in the pool in the house with Piglet with the freaking big mallet. The way he swings and hits it. It's well shot and it looks fantastic. Like, it actually does look fantastic. But during that whole time, I'm like, you can get out that pool. Like, you can literally, I don't know why you keep going back. Just swim to the side to the right. You will be out of there because Piglet is not moving any faster than what you are. So she could have got out of that situation, I am pretty sure. But it's just minor nitpicks. And, it's just typical horror movie things that we get sometimes. But I implore people to watch this movie. I say, don't listen to the reviews. If you are a horror slasher fan, I think you will find a lot to enjoy with this movie. If you just go into this movie, just in your knowledge, in your mind, it's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. That's it. That's all you need to have in your head, and just sit back and just enjoy the brutal, bloody gloriousness that what is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. You will have fun. I promise you, you will have fun. So guys, I give Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Like I say, for the small, tiny budget this was, it's seriously impressive with what they managed to do. And knowing that they are doing a sequel and it's going to be a bigger budget, I'm looking forward to seeing what the same guys have in store for us in the sequel. So, guys, have you seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think the reviews other people gave it were fair? Do you think my review's fair? Whatever it is, guys, please leave it in the comments below. It is absolutely always a pleasure hearing from you. And, as always, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.